Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and meditation and Buddhist studies. We'll continue our lectures and discussion forum regarding the investigations of Grandmaster Ching Kong. Today is Tuesday, the 1st of September 2015, and we are currently working on, we are currently studying the investigations of Grandmaster Ching Kong, the work to understand Buddhism. Websites for all who are watching these videos for the first time, all who are new, welcome. I have attached several websites to these videos, so I'll advise you to click on those websites and read the books. Try to read Master Ching Kong's volumes prior to watching these videos, if you can, so that when you watch these videos and we bring them to discussion, you'll become a lot more clear about Master Ching Kong's findings. If you have any further questions after we finish these lectures, you are welcome to ask me any questions. You are welcome to send me any comments. My email address is c.aburime, c.aburime, aburime @hotmail.com, c.aburime @hotmail.com. Or alternatively, you can send me an email as well at Color College, color spelled British, COLOUR, @hotmail.com. So this morning we'll begin our lectures and discussions by proceeding to page 12. If you're already on, the text is called To Understand Buddhism. This is our second lecture series. If you already clicked on it, you may proceed to page 12. Page 12. So we start reading at the bottom of page 12, the last paragraph on page 12. We continue our work from there. That's where we stopped yesterday. So proceeding, one level above the proper enlightenment is the equal and proper enlightenment. Equal means equal to the Buddha, but not yet having become a Buddha. This level is higher than that of an arhat. The equal and proper enlightenment requires one to break through one degree of ignorance to attain one degree of Dharma body. At this point, the way one views the reality of life and the universe is very close to that of the Buddhas. One who achieves the equal and proper enlightenment will be called a bodhisattva. The Flower Adornment Sutra explains the 41 levels of bodhisattvas, all of which have all these levels of enlightenment. After breaking through the very last degree of ignorance, perfecting wisdom and enlightenment, one achieves the perfect, complete enlightenment, that is Buddhahood. Therefore, Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Arhat are common titles, not a specific name for a specific person. They are titles similar to those of doctorate, master, or graduate degrees. Let me proceed here to a place a little bit more comfortable. Therefore, Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Arhat, I repeat, are common titles, not a specific name for a specific person. They are titles similar to those of doctorate, master, or graduate degrees. Master Ching Kong writes, for example, in the name Guanyin Bodhisattva, Guanyin represents great compassion and kindness. The title of Bodhisattva is similar to a master's degree. Presently, people have misconceptions about Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, thinking these names are specific beings, which they are not. They do not understand that these titles refer to any being who possesses those characteristics. Buddha or Bodhisattva, when added to a name, is simply referring to a specialty. From the intrinsic nature of Buddhism, we realize that our purpose to practice is to seek wisdom. In Zen, that's the Zen school of Buddhism, mostly in Japan, this goal is called, in pursuit of clarity of mind, to see into oneself nature. In other words, complete enlightenment. In the Pure Land school, this is called one mind undisturbed. The Pure Land school is unique in that not only does one seek to have one mind undisturbed, but also seeks birth into the Western Pure Land. This is unlike other schools, which rely on one's own strength of cultivation in seeking solely one goal. The Pure Land method has two goals that can be achieved in one lifetime. One who is very familiar with the Infinite Life Sutra and understood its teachings will be free of doubt. The full title of this sutra reveals the goals of our practice. The Buddha speaks of the Infinite Life Sutra of adornment, purity, equality, and enlightenment of the Mahayana school. Infinite life and adornment are what Pure Land practitioners seek. Infinite life refers to the merits and virtues of one's perfect self-nature. Adornment refers to perfect, complete wisdom with great ease and fulfillment. Purity, equality, and enlightenment are the methods, the three ways of practice. Upon attaining any one, all three are attained. Of all the schools of Buddhism, none surpass these three ways of practice. The Zen school uses the awakening path to reach the great enlightenment and attain the clarity to see into one's true nature. Buddhist schools other than Zen stress the practice of understanding or proper viewpoints until reaching great complete understanding. The Pure Land school, on the other hand, concentrates on the pure mind. A person with purity of mind will naturally be non-discriminating and awakened. An awakened person will naturally have a pure and non-discriminating mind. The route chosen may be different, but all reach the same goal. In Zen practice, it is expressed as obtaining clarity of mind and seeing into one's true nature. Different schools may use different names, but the results or the level of the state of mind are the same. Therefore, to criticize any other schools will be to slander both the Buddha and the Dharma. All these methods were passed down to us from Buddha, Shakyamuni, that is. Choosing any path will enable one to attain achievement. How can we say that one method is better than another? From all these different methods, we just need to know how to choose the one method that is most suitable for us and our level. First, if the level of the method we choose, or the level of the method we chose were beyond us, making it very difficult to practice, we would not succeed easily with that method. Second, it needs to be suitable and convenient for our manner of living. Third, it needs to be compatible with modern society, because we cannot separate ourselves from society or other human beings. Therefore, we need to consider these factors to choose our method of cultivation. However, no matter which method one practices, it is essential to be rid of self-viewpoint and attachment. Be rid of self-viewpoint and attachment in order to obtain the benefits from practice. Or else, like so many have experienced, the great efforts put into the practice will have been in vain. Some practitioners have felt that even after years of practice, they have achieved virtually nothing, even to the point of feeling that they were better off before they practiced. It seemed as if the more they practiced, the worse they felt. All this comes from having chosen a method that was unsuitable for them. This is similar to choosing an unsuitable major in school. When one chooses a major that is not suited to one's foundation and ability, one has an extremely difficult time trying to succeed. Choosing the right major makes studying much easier, so one will have a much better chance of success. The same thing goes for practicing Buddhism. If one does not know one's own capacity, one can test oneself. Like myself, for example, after reading many Mahayana sutras, I thought myself incapable of any achievement. I wanted very much to sever my wandering, discriminating imaginary thoughts and attachments, but was unable to. Finally, I chose the Pure Land method to attain achievement. It does not require one to be completely rid of, but rather to suppress these hindrances. As long as one is able to suppress all afflictions, one can still be born into the Western Pure Land, carrying over one's existing karma. I'd like to stop at this point and leave the rest to you for your contemplation. Folks, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me in the email address I gave you before that, c.aburime@hotmail.com or colorcollege@hotmail.com. These investigations are Grandmaster Chin Kong's investigations into what I call true Buddhism. He really took pains to, go way down into ancient China and really ancient China, ancient India. He spent a lot of time really looking into Buddhism as it was 2,600 years ago. So I would like you to really take your time, reflect, and contemplate and meditate on all these findings which is handed down to us by the Grandmaster Chin Kong. If you have any questions again, feel free, or any comments, feel free to drop me an email. And then we'll proceed from there, we'll discuss it, and then you'll become clear and enlightened as you proceed along. Buddhism, one more time I would like to tell you, just for those who are new again, who are watching this as their first video, Buddhism, Master Chin Kong has established, is not necessarily a world religion. Rather, it's an institution. The Buddha sees the whole world as an institution. We really see the whole world as, the whole world to me, for instance, is a classroom. I don't see the whole world, the whole 7 billion humankind. I just see it just as if in an auditorium, in a simple lecture room. So the whole world is just like a little classroom. That's really all it is, particularly with computers nowadays. You know that this is absolutely true. And so the Buddha tried to target for humankind one simple problem called suffering. It does not have anything to do with gods or gods. We have no interest in gods or gods. We are interested in suffering, the suffering of humankind. You are suffering, I am suffering. We pass through various kinds of suffering. You feel pains, you feel sick at times. I feel pain, I feel sick at times. Why do human beings feel suffering? What is the cause of human suffering? What is the cause of the pains we feel? Is there a way we can eradicate human suffering and pain? This was the research and investigation of our supreme teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni, nearly 3,000 years ago. He took pains to really investigate suffering thoroughly. And he found the solutions. And he handed down the solutions to us. And he told us, look, you all human beings are intelligent beings. We don't do anything by faith here. We work by logic and by reasoning. I present you these solutions. You reflect on it. You meditate on it. You contemplate on it by yourself. And whichever of them you feel is useful, whichever of these solutions handed down to us by the Buddha you feel will help you to remove your suffering. Okay? Use them, just as you use medicines for your malaria, for your fever. You know, somebody may use aspirin. Another person may say, no, aspirin has problems. May use Tylenol. Another person may use paracetamol, Panadol, and so on. That's exactly how we do it. So, for suffering of humanity, we have so many approaches. Whatever you find best to employ, you use that to eradicate suffering for yourself. This is precisely what the Buddha taught. Various schools of Buddhism, the Mahayana schools of Buddhism, Theravada schools of Buddhism, and so on. They all use different approaches to resolve the problems of life. Buddhism, again, is not a world religion. It's not number 4 world religion. Buddhism is an institution of higher learning. In Buddhism, we learn to apply these solutions that were passed down to us, handed down to us by the Buddha to resolve our daily problems. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll try to help you as much as possible. Namo Amitofo.